that have always been very popular here at HSN. We've offered them many, many times in the past. These are just now back in stock. And I will tell you, I have them in my home, and I love the fact that now I can repel the pests without the mess of sprays and traps and all of those things. We're talking about literally something that you plug into an outlet. Anybody who comes over to your home, they're not gonna know that these are pest repellers because they don't scream, oh, I've got bugs, oh, I've got mice. No, it looks like just something you plugged into the outlet, and it emits a sound that's only heard by the pest to the point that it drives them away. And what kind of pests are we talking about? We're talking about rats and mice and ants and roaches and spiders. Yikes! You're getting 2 of them. You just choose the color. Do I want them in taupe or gray or white? One is going to be your traditional plug-in, and literally it's just a 2-prong plug-in. And one has an outlet built on the side so that you plug this into an outlet, but you still have the use of that outlet right here. So if you're getting a set of 2, if you need more than 2, please do them on FlexPay while they are back in stock. Lou Caputo is joining us. And Lou, we've had the pleasure of talking about these for years. These are always very popular, particularly when you see that list of pests that it helps to repel.
Yeah, no, they have been. But you know what, Tamara? These are actually a little bit more special than the ones we sell day in and day out. And I say that because our normal pest repellers are ultrasonic only. These have the ultrasonic capability on top, but then they also add electromagnetic to the bottom. Now, why do you need those 2 things? Well, the ultrasonic sound wave will go out into the room, okay? And it's going to bounce off every solid surface in the room. And that's what gets the pests annoyed under normal circumstances and makes them want to leave from the room. But what happens when they go into your walls? Because the sound waves don't penetrate the walls. So you get pests that stay in the walls sometimes, Tamara. And that's why Bell & Howell said, you know what, we're going to add an easy for me to say, electromagnetic pulse to this. Now, the way that works is it actually sends the pulse through your wiring on the entire floor that you plug these in on. So watch this animation. This will do a much better job than I just did of explaining it. You're going to see how the sound wave goes out. That was the red. And now you're seeing that electromagnetic pulse go through the wires all through the wall. And that's what's going to drive the pests out from inside the walls. Because let's face it, we've heard that little sound inside of the walls. If you've ever had a really bad infestation or a bad pest problem, you've had that happen. This is going to be effective both ways. And to get the highest efficacy out of these, I recommend mixing these in with the Bell & Howell pest repellers you already have. So put one of these on each floor, and that's why you're getting 2, upstairs, downstairs, okay? But then also put your other pest repellers in all the other rooms. If you already have them there, don't worry about it. But Tamara, this is the easy way to get rid of pests. I mean, you're not doing poisons. There's no traps. There's no batteries needs to replace. There's no filters. There's nothing you ever have to do. You plug them in, and they start working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. You just sit back, relax, and the only way you're going to really know they're working is there's a couple of LEDs that you'll see going on and off, but you're going to notice there's no more pests. That's right. How that happens.
That's how you notice it. And this is the thing, there's no sound, in case you're wondering, does it make a sound for me to hear? No.
Totally silent.
There's no sound, there's no clicking, there's no vibrating, there's none of that. You see the installation, you literally plug it in, and then because you're getting 2 and one still has the use of the outlet, you're not even losing out on using that outlet. I think this is that's one of the reasons why I have picked them up in the past. And I have the older version. I'll have to come back and get these as well, just to keep that protection for your home. And remember, you're getting 2 to lose point, 1 for downstairs, 1 for upstairs. If you're saying, well, I really only need 1 because I only have 1 level, you could share 1 if you wanted to, but this is just, it makes it easy. And if you've got people coming over, maybe you have pests, these are the binoculars are coming up in just a second. I just kept them close. If you have pests and it's a source of not just annoyance for you, but maybe embarrassment. And you don't want people to come over and see something running across the floor. If you had a can of spray on the counter, yeah, they see that. If people come over and they smell, ooh, it smells like bug spray in here, then they'll instantly know there's an issue here. But when they see this plugged in, first off, they're not even gonna notice it. They're not gonna know that what you're doing is repelling those pests. This just makes it so seamless and easy for you and everybody in the home and anyone who comes in and out. You're getting 2. If you need more than 2, or if you wanna share the technology with some folks in your life, please do it while we've got these back in stock. And Lou, we're coming back to you. The fact that this is something that Bell & Howell has offered here at HSN for years, and they just get better and better.
Well, they do. And here's the thing, too. Essentially, the top part of this is a tiny speaker. So Bell & Howell's won Academy Awards for advancements in sound back when they made projectors and cameras, okay? So they know what they're doing when it comes to those ultrasonic sound waves. And to your point earlier, you cannot hear them. But remember, these have been independently lab tested, third-party independent labs, okay? HSN made Bell & Howell go out and get this really expensive testing. And that's why they picked the 5 most common species that we all have problems with, the rats, the mice, the ants, the roaches, and the spiders. Now, you could go out and play amateur exterminator, and a lot of people start out that way. They go out and they start buying the traps and the poisons and all the other things. But you got to buy them specific for each pest you're trying to get rid of, which is kind of a big deal. And there's nothing to get rid of spiders short of rolling up a newspaper or tenting your house. I mean, that's all you can do for them. But the Bell & Howell pest repellers are effective at them. And the problem with these things is by the time you're buying sprays, you've already got an infestation. By the time you've got to set out traps, it's already too late. Think of these as a fire extinguisher. Think of your Bell & Howell pest repellers as a smoke detector. It takes care of the problem before it becomes a really big problem. But you know what? A lot of people out there, and I get this, they don't think, because they can't hear them, they can't see them, they don't think that they're working. And especially these, because there's 2 different sciences going on here. You've got the ultrasonic sound waves and you've got the electromagnetic. I'm going to show you real quick, because I've got 2 different devices here. This device measures electromagnetic pulses. This one measures ultrasonic sound waves. It actually has a little tiny speaker in the front of it that listens for them. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to push it on a close-up real quick, okay? Now, watch this. I'm going to come down here. Now, you can see the numbers changing on this one. Every time there's an electromagnetic pulse, every time you see the LEDs go on, that number is going to change. If I put this in there as well, you're going to see a little red LED ball bouncing. That's every time it hears an ultrasonic sound wave. So even though you can't hear them, I can't hear them, your kids, your pets, none of us can hear them. The rats, the mice, the ants, the roaches, the spiders, they hear the ultrasonic, they feel the electromagnetic. And that's what makes them go out of your house. You don't need poisons. You don't have to have anything that's going to be harmful for you or your kids or any of that. You don't need any of that stuff at all. You need your Bell & Howell pest repellers. They will take care of all that without you doing a thing.
I'll tell you, so really, when you see this, and I love that you were showing that, it showed the fact that these are repelling. It's literally the opposite of attracting them in. We don't want them to come in and then we get rid of them. We want them out to begin with. And so that's what's really compelling to so many of you. A lot of you are getting multiple sets, and hopefully that means you're gonna get a set for your home, and then you're gonna share a set with one of your loved ones. I think this, are you going the Bell & Howell way, or are you gonna pick up a can of something? I say you go the Bell & Howell way. I say you repel so that you don't have the issue. And plug them in, give them a chance to work. When you plug them in, it's gonna take a little bit of time. I don't want you to plug it in and say, I still see an ant. I just plugged it in and there's an ant right there. Give it a chance to work, but you're gonna notice, wait a minute, I haven't had an issue. I haven't heard, the kids screaming in the back, Mom, there's a spider. And that's what I love. You actually have a peace of mind when you have these in your home. So we've got them back in stock. These are the kinds of things that sell out, and it takes us a minute to get them, them back.
Yeah, well, and here's the other thing too, to your point a moment ago about give them a little bit of time. If you've ever walked into your house and accidentally set off your alarm, okay, and you get up there to the panel and you can't remember the code and it keeps going, you can only take that for so long. You got to run outside and collect yourself, okay?
Right.
That's the same thing that happens with the ultrasonic sound waves and this. We don't know what it sounds like to the pests. It could be like fingernails on a chalkboard or a siren, but we know they don't like it. It might take a day or two, but then they will go out and they will stay out. Every once in a while, if you see a pest come in, they're going to leave. Trust me on this, because they can't stand that sound. And remember, you're getting the added benefit with this one, Tamara, with the ultramagnetic that's built into this as well. That's going to go through the wiring on each floor of your house. And if there's any pests hiding in that wall, you've got rats, mice, ants, roaches, spiders in the walls, they're going to run away. It's going to make them do that. And I love this animation because it really shows the two sciences. There's your ultrasonic pulse on the inside, and there is the electromagnetic going through the wall. So you can see how that's going to work. It's like the 1-2 punch of pest repelling, I like to call it. But at the end of the day, though, and you mentioned this earlier, and I think it's so true. If you walk into somebody's house and you see cans of bug spray laying around, if you see mouse traps laying around, that just screams pest problem.
Right.
You see these Bell & Howell pest repellers. I mean, what do they look like? I mean, it looks like it could be a part of a burglar system. Yes. It could be a nightlight. There's so many things that these could be. No one ever thinks, oh, they've got a pest problem. Now, people who know what they are, when they see them, they go, they've got the problem under control.
Right.
That's what they say.
Absolutely. And you're keeping the problem under control, because it's not good enough to just get rid of the one you see. You want to repel them all. And you're right. If you have a pest problem, it's nothing against you. It happens. It really does. So that's why these are so popular, because it doesn't happen just to you. It happens across the board. So there's got to be a way that we can easily help to repel those pests. Don't forget, Lou was showing you still have the use of that outlet on one of the units that you're getting. So you don't lose, you win across the board. You've got taupe, gray, or white. Please do it. Lou's gonna stay close with us, but I'm glad that we started off with these. 748-103. Over 500 of you have ordered them. Hundreds of you are still on the phone for those as well. And I know that white is very popular. Lou, there's also something we're not gonna have a chance to have a full presentation